Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel. Okay, so today in today episode, I'm going to search for the most inexpensive property in a selected town by me in Apulia region. So I might say sometimes cheap, but generally the goal of this video is always to find the most inexpensive property in Italy. And in these episodes, in these videos, I'm covering just Apulia region. I pick up only one property for sale, okay, in a selected town by me in Apulia region. And now, let me say before I start with the video, the four requirements necessary for me to pick up a property, to choose a property. So, first of all, the property doesn't have to be further more distant than 2 hours from the nearest airport in Apulia region. So has to be less than 2 hours driving from the nearest airport. Then second, generally no renovation works, but this it depends. For example, if like in this case it is, I consider this is a good investment or a great opportunity, even if there are some renovation works, I might decide, for example, like in this episode, to cover one property even if I know that is in need of a bit of renovation. Then the third thing that is very very important. Anyway, the property has to be on sale for sale in a town that has to have less than 20,000 inhabitants. This for taxation reasons, like the 7% tax in case someone wants to buy from abroad. So there is this um, tax relief, let me say, so which allows people to buy and to pay less taxes in Italy, while we know very well that taxes in Italy are quite expensive. But anyway, we are talking about the 7% tax. Anyway, and then obviously has to be in Apulia region. But so let's start with the description of the house. So let's enter into the details of the property, this little short, after this short introduction. So what do we see here? Detached house for sale in Piazza Libertà, Campi Salentina. So this is the town that I selected today. So we are talking about, but we'll find out more about Campi Salentina later on. And so we are talking about a property that is 200 meters squares, okay? And here it says 8 rooms. But anyway, we'll investigate more now, little by little, all the things that is necessary to know about this property. Okay, let's start from the distance from the airport, okay? So here I pick up Bari Airport because, but there is also Brindisi Airport anyway. So I typed here in Google Maps Bari as the starting destination, then Campi Salentina as the final destination, and now we see that the journey from Bari Airport it takes 1 hour and 33 minutes by car. Then we can also, for example, select by transportation like buses or um, or train, for example. So anyway, here it's buses, 2 hours by bus, but generally I recommend, for example, by car. That is my standard. Anyway, I guess someone who is renting a car or is buying a car or has a car in Italy to move. Okay, so then what else I can say? Let's see the distance, for example, from Brindisi Airport. From Brindisi Airport, okay. So from Brindisi Airport, it takes 27 minutes from, let me say, from Brindisi to Campi Salentina, where here is our final destination. Then just let me show you a few things here on Google Maps. What I want to show you, a part that is not very far from the airports, but we are very, very close to Lecce. Now, Lecce, as you know, is the capital of Lecce province. Okay, so it's a quite big city. We are nearly maybe 20 kilometers from Campi Salentina to Lecce is about 20 kilometers. So I believe that in less than 20 minutes is possible to reach Lecce. Anyway, we are in the Salento area, and because we are in the Salento, anyway, we are very close to the most beautiful destinations, touristic destinations around Lecce and Salento. As we can see, we have Nardò, that is Copertino, anyway, Francavilla Fontana, and so on. We are not far from Ceglie Messapica, Ostuni, Martina Franca, Alberobello. There is also Taranto, for example. Taranto is a quite big city, and I'd say the distance it's not that far, maybe half an hour driving, 40 minutes driving, something like that. Anyway, so then what else I want to show you? For example, now we saw the distance from the airport. Now let me see from Campi Salentina to one of the touristic destinations, how long it takes to drive, for example, from Campi Salentina, and this time I selected a place called Porto Cesareo. Okay, now Porto Cesareo is here where we see the red dot. We see that the distance by car is about 23 minutes. Now, for example, from Campi Salentina, you can pick a destination on the Adriatic Sea, or you can easily pick up a destination on the Ionic Sea. And anyway, it's kind of, for me, a strategic place where, because you are very close to many destinations, not in a big distance. So basically, by settling in Campi Salentina, you can easily reach Gallipoli, Porto Cesareo, Taranto, Manduria, Lecce, Otranto. So within a very short distance, you can reach many destinations. Now I pick up Porto Cesareo here because Porto Cesareo is considered one of the most touristic area in the region. And now just to show you few pictures about what we are talking about. So Porto Cesareo, for example, is this destination here. You can find yourself on Google Maps once you just type Porto Cesareo. You can see yourself anyway the beauty of the sea. I don't need to spend more time about this. And so after all this description, we can go back to our property, selected property by me, and we'll start reading and we'll start investigating the property details. Now let me spend few words about the price. We are talking about 90,000 euro. Now 90,000 euro could be, let me say, not really a lot, but can also be a lot. It depends obviously what the budget is. If someone has a smaller budget, anyway, it's possible to find cheaper properties. In this case, I pick up this property for the reason that the property itself is about 200 square meters. Now, if I'm talking about 200 square meters and the price is 90,000 euro, it means our cost per square meter is less than 500 euro. And for me, whatever is under 1,000 euro is always a good purchase. Now, it doesn't matter if it's gonna be your home where you wanna live, or just holiday home, or if you want to open a business activity like Airbnb or B&B, this property, according to me, has the potential, even if it's partially in need of some kind of renovation. But anyway, let's go and let's read the description. Campi Salentina, Lecce, Salento, in the city center. So we are talking about the city center of Campi Salentina. We are actually we are in the main square. Now we offer for sale a building early 80s. So it's the entire building was built in the early 80s that is spread on three levels. That's very interesting. So there is a ground floor, first floor, and second floor. In addition to the private roof terrace for about 200 square meters. So there is also an extra terrace of about 200 square meters. That's simply wow. Anyway, terrace is always a lovely space to have. This gives also the potential, for example, of solar panels, to install solar panels on the roof, or just to dry the laundry, or where to spend your evenings, for example. Now, on the ground floor, there are two commercial units of about 40 square meters rented with contract. Now, I'd say, for example, this is kind of very, very interesting because this it generates a monthly income. And so on top, now it's not saying how much is the monthly income, but that's why I selected this property because it could be interesting to investigate more about these type of details. Now, on the first floor, there is an open space that could be used in a multiple ways and a bathroom. Yeah. Anyway, there's not really a house. There are not really bedrooms. There is this big open space. We'll see in a while. We're gonna see the pictures. Okay. Then anyway, there is also a bathroom, which is always important to have because we might decide, for example, to use this building as an accommodation. So a bathroom is always important to have. On the second floor, there is an apartment composed by corridor, living room, large hallway, double bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, and two balconies. So the apartment itself, let me say, it's not huge because there is only one bedroom, for example, and but there is a large hallway, the living room, the kitchen, and the bathroom, and they're all separate rooms, and two balconies. That's also very, very interesting. The rooms on the first and second floor could be used as a single house or has two different apartments. Okay, so here we are talking about two rental units on the ground floor who are already generating a monthly income. Then we have a first floor, okay, that can also be used as a separate property. And then on the second floor, there is the apartment itself that, for example, as an investor, you might use yourself. Anyway, it offers different options. The roof terrace is also practical and accessible, and it could be used as a outdoor space. Okay, very good. The property needs renovation works. Yes, true. It is in need of some renovation, but it also is immediately habitable. So it gives you this kind of option to not maybe rushing for renovation works because you already have everything that is functional to the use of living. So this could be an extra. Then it's up to the buyer to decide, for example, where and when about when do the renovation works. Then it depends, you might also decide to reduce to the minimum amount just because if you want to generate an income, you might deal. And anyway, depends by many factors. Now, Campi Salentina is far 17 kilometers from Lecce, means it's very close to Lecce, 17 kilometers from the Adriatic coast, and 23 kilometers from the beautiful beaches of Porto Cesareo, and 40 kilometers from Brindisi Airport. So this gives Campi Salentina a kind of strategic location because has nearly everything is on the doorstep. Okay, now here we have just investigated about the property itself. Detached. Let's read the basic features. Detached house, 3 floors, 200 meters built, 150 meters square floor area, 8 rooms, 2 bathrooms, balcony. Second hand needs renovating, but they say that anyway it could be easily used in the beginning. Built in 1980, no heating. Okay, this, for example, the fact that there is no heating, we know, for who is following my channel knows that many properties in Salento area and generally in the south of Italy, we might see as well in Sicily or Calabria, houses don't have an heating system simply because the winter season is very short, but obviously it's always very important to have anyway an heating system. We'll investigate this anyway. Energy efficiency rating, that's not important anyway. When the property is sold, has to be done by contract anyway. Sign cannot be contract if it's not given by the seller. The energy efficiency contract is on the seller expenses while he's selling. Okay, now we let's go to the pictures of the property now itself. Okay, let's show the pictures. So basically here I guess we are already on the second floor. And so then the floor plan, it's not really clear. Okay, that means that the property should be viewed personally, but overall the condition of the property is not extremely bad. The only thing, for example, are the frames for the balcony of the balcony entrance. I don't know the frames for the windows. They don't look new, but at the same time they have their own style, particular style. So for sure they are not double glazed windows or yeah. So basically it has to be investigated and checked anyway, the quality of the frames for the balcony entrance or for the windows. Anyway, the floor, for example, is not brand new, but what I notice is that it's not destroyed. So then obviously the color of the walls, that makes maybe the visual effect not clear, but I would try to guess, to visualize it anyway, like it's totally white, bright and fresh, just to help you to have a picture of the place just with white walls. That helps because then you can make it as the color as you like. That's not a problem at all, but mainly in the beginning. Anyway, so this is the entrance hall. Then I guess this is the living room space. Maybe this one here on the right could be the bedroom. I don't know. Let's see by the pictures. Okay, so here we have the picture from the street. We straight away understand that we are in the main square of Celle. We are in the main square here, sorry, of CAMPI Salentina. Yeah, so this, for example, I can already see that this is municipio. What we call municipio in Italian is the town hall, the council, where the council set. Anyway, where the council is, and it's just beside the council. Then I see that there are two shops based on the ground floor, the two that are already rented and they're generating anyway a monthly income. That would be very, very interesting to see and understand how much is it. Then anyway, we probably have the entrance, one of these doors, maybe this brown door here is the main entrance that brings you to the first floor and then to the second floor. Anyway, we can see the terrace here. That is, anyway, it's just beside the town hall. We can see, for example, here that there is an air conditioner. So, for example, even for the winter time, air conditioner could be used. If it's an inverter air conditioner, you can also use to make heat during the winter. And again, winters are very, very short here in this part of Italy. Here we have another picture, for example, from outside the property. Again, this is not the property for who likes the countryside. This is for someone who likes, for example, to live in the city center, in the center of the town. Okay, so this is another picture. Now, by these pictures, because anyway there are no furnitures, all the rooms look a bit the same. For example, I would like to go here in the beginning. Anyway, I noticed that they look different, for example, these two pictures. So I really don't understand how the space is divided. Anyway, we have this big, okay, probably that was the hall. So here we have the living room, probably the kitchen on this side. Anyway, we can see that the air conditioner we saw from the balcony is just here. Then maybe might need to put a new one. Anyway, here we have an extra room. I see plenty of space in this house. Actually, this is very, very interesting. Then, obviously, again, it should be investigated about by person to visit this property by person and to understand what's the real condition. Anyway, by the picture, for example, here I see the bathroom in this hall here. Then here there is this room that we just saw before. For example, this room here. Probably this door that we see here is the bathroom. Okay, I go back here. Now here we have the bathroom. Anyway, it's interesting. I would like to understand because here I see this door just beside on the left of the bathroom, which I don't, okay, which is here as well. So it means it's only a different perspective. Anyway, so this is the room that we saw before with kind of high window, typical sometimes in this type of houses in the south of Italy. Anyway, we have different spaces. We have, for example, this bluish room, which we haven't seen before, or unless this bluish, let me go back again. No, for example, here we have this cream color, cream color, cream color, cream color, and then we have this bluish here. So it's an extra room. I think the floor plan hasn't been, even in the description, hasn't been described properly. Anyway, I find it very, very interesting. Let me go back one second. Okay, so this is the second floor. Now here we are at the end of the second floor, and this is the first floor. This big open space with bathroom, for example. It says that there is the bathroom. Let's see how many pictures. For example, this, because as a separate entrance, could be also rented, for example, rent out to do some type of activities. For example, I can see that there are these chairs, maybe they were using, I don't know, to do classes, yoga classes, I don't know, yoga, whatever, you can do in this type of open space. So I would see even another opportunity to have another extra monthly income on top of the two businesses on the ground floor. I guess here, so we have, for example, the bathroom where this door is. So it's interesting. And actually, I have to say that the first floor, it looks even in a decent condition. So I won't dislike it that much. Anyway, here, for example, you can put four bunk beds just to accommodate 8 people. You have a bathroom, and okay, there's no kitchen. They can go to eat outside, not in the property itself. In many B&B, Airbnb, I don't know, you don't have the option to cook. So I'd say, okay, here's the stairwell, and probably from here, from the second floor, what I see what the stairs, the staircase that are leading to the terrace. Don't forget that there is another big amount of space on the terrace, you may even have a decent view, lovely view. Here we have a balcony. This is from the second floor, I guess, or maybe from the first. I don't know. I should check again. For now, I would say that this is the second floor. This balcony. I should go back. Okay, so here we have a picture of the main square. So we have beside the town hall, the council, and then we also have the main church, which I showed you in the last few videos about these episodes, about the cheapest, the most inexpensive property in a selected town in Apulia region by me. I always brought you at the end of the video on Google Street View just to show you where the property is and the main square of the town, selected town is. So basically here we don't have to pick for the property Street View because we already know that we are in the main square, and that for me is an extra, very very interesting extra. So this is the view that you have from the balcony. Wow, I'd say you are in the heart of the in the heart of the town itself. So here we have the view from the terrace, which is also an extra on top. It's quite big, spacious. I would think, for example, about solar panels. If I have to invest some money, I will try to have free electricity. Here you're gonna have sun nearly up out of 365 days. You probably have the sun 300 days a year. So you might have just electricity for free on top of the expense, obviously, to install uh, the solar panels. Okay, this is the first floor. It shows just one big open space plus the bathroom. It's not really even the shape, but anyway, we know we have the town hall beside, which was built probably much before than this house. Then here we have the second floor. So we have the stairs leading here. We have this hall. So we have this room here, which is interesting, with two different entrances. Then we have the probably this could be the bedroom, or maybe the bedroom is this one. So we have for me there are kind of two bedrooms, unless this is the kitchen, for example. But I would make kitchen and living room all in one space, for example, where the balcony is, and maybe use this space and this one as two bedrooms, plus the bathroom here in the middle. And then there is also this extra hall. So it's very, very interesting property. Okay, now here, okay, let's go now on the street view to have a look at the property. Okay, so basically, okay, so here we are in the town, okay, of Campi Salentina. Let me zoom out a bit more just to let you understand where we are. Okay, okay, so wait a second. I don't know why they show this street view information. Anyway, it's not really important. Okay, so basically here, this is Campi Salentina. Then we have Squinzano, Trepuzzi, Novoli. We have other small towns around, Salice Salentino, which is also famous place, well renowned. So we are in the heart of Salento. Now let's zoom in and let's start investigating. Okay, wait a second. I need to zoom out again. Okay, so here we have the main square. Let's zoom in just to understand. Okay, we ended inside the church. That's very interesting. Okay, let's have a look in at the church. That's very, very interesting. Anyway, Italian churches are always very, very, very characteristics. Now, I didn't know it was possible to enter inside the churches with with Google Street View. Anyway, they don't give you the option to do. Okay, let me zoom out again. Let's go out from the church. Okay, now here, Piazza Libertà. I'm having a little problem here. Piazza Libertà, sceglie Salentina. Okay, let me see if it's giving me the option to zoom in. Okay, so basically this is the view at night. It's giving me kind of aerial view, that which is also very interesting. Now I'm trying to investigate. So this, I believe, is the council, the town hall. So it's just behind this, where we see the cars parked. This is where the property is. So basically here we can see the cathedral, the church. Okay, there is another little church in front where we see the car parked. Now let me zoom out again just to understand. Anyway, it's fooling me a bit. Google Maps, Google Street View. I'm trying to, let me see. I give one more option. So where the cars here? Okay. Okay, I think finally we've been able to, okay, to arrive in front of the property. So this is the property itself. So basically there is, I don't know, probably two little businesses. They say they're rent out. So we take it for good. So this is the property with the first floor. Here, first floor doesn't have a balcony, has just windows. Anyway, could also the first floor be rent out, for example, for different purposes. Now, let me just get a tiny bit further from the building, just to. Anyway, we are in the central square, beautiful location. So this, what it could be, very, very interesting to buy. Anyway, as a business, 90,000 euro, maybe you could bargain a bit, I would say. Obviously, there is a certain amount of money to be invested. I'm not saying no. Usually, I'm trying to always look for properties that are not in need of renovation, but this time I found this property so attractive that even with a tiny bit of renovation, I would go for it. For example, if my budget here is 120, 150, obviously there's also furniture to buy. Anyway, with that budget, this could be a very, very interesting property to buy, to purchase. Okay, so basically we saw the view here from the street view. What else I want to show you? Here, let me just go 1 second on Wikipedia. We see Campi Salentina, è un comune italiano di 9.702 abitanti, 9,700 inhabitants, in Lecce Province, in Apulia Region. Sorge nel Salento, in una fertile zona coltivata a vigneti. It's a fertile area cultivated with vineyards. And since 1998, can be also called city. So instead of town, you can also call it city. Things to see, you can go yourself. Now, what I want to show generally is also the temperature, which are the average temperatures, for example. Let's start from the winter. In the winter, we have December, which the minimum average temperature is 8 degrees, the minimum average temperature. Then we have the maximum average temperature, that is 11.7. that so we have January that is a tiny bit lower than December. I'd say so. For example, December, January, and February are the three wintry months, which are not very cold. It's the winter season, what we call it winter season here. Then from March, temperature already start increasing, so it's already the you start feeling completely like okay, I'm going to the summer season. I'm facing the summery season. Okay, my friends, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I try to give you as many information as much information as possible about this town. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed this video about Campi Salentina, please put like and subscribe, and I'll see you to my next video here on Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. Have a lovely day, my friends. Bye.